Well, we're here after our last ministry site of the week in Appalachia. Donna, give me your favorite nugget moment from the trip.
I don't think I have just one. I think it's just been experiencing just the children all week in the different areas that we've been involved in, the kids club, and then here at the park today, just giving them little toys, candy, things that they're just so appreciative for. I had several kids give me hugs. I think that was probably my favorite part of the whole week, was just today. All the little kids that came up and just thanked me and gave me big hugs as they were leaving, and just so appreciative of just playing a few games, just having somebody spend some time with them. That was my favorite part.
Cool. How did you feel that God used you this week?
I was not sure if I would have anything to do down here, since I'm not skilled in carpentry or a plumber or anything like that. I just wanted to contribute in some way, but it's been non-stop since I've been here in several different things, and I've been able to paint and just spruce up a clinic and spend time with our youth from church and getting to know them and seeing how hard that they work, and I've been really proud of them. And just getting to know them better, since I don't get to see them in the church setting, since I'm not really involved with that group. But I think I enjoyed that, working alongside them, getting to know them, and finding out more about it.
So Martha, what was your favorite nugget moment from the trip?
It would be hard to say one. When you said that to me, three things came to mind. The rapper, James, Jamie. He wrote a song, and just like how he was so dedicated to come and walk a distance, since he lives in Welsh, and he would come, and today he said he had, and the one day he came and he had gifts for all of us, and he wrote a song about us. And while we were working on the clinic, there was one man that wrote up and thanked us for doing something for his community. But I think the biggest nugget for me was on Monday, when we decided to do the children's ministry. There was so many kids there that were out of control, and it just was like overwhelming. And each day I saw an improvement. And today it was such a blessing to see the little kids praying and listening to me. And I thought when we were making these puppets that they would never, I just thought that they would make fun of making these puppets. And the puppets turned out to be a ministry to them. And even the older ones were thrilled to make these puppets and create them, and they did plays and skits afterwards. So I would say that's probably the biggest nugget.
Cool, very cool. And how do you feel that God was able to use you this trip?
I'm never understand how God uses me, but God changes my hats many times, and it's just like that one-on-one ministering with different people, even total strangers in different places, and He brings back talents and abilities that you have that you don't think you have. And I know even today things come out of me that I hadn't thought about for years. So, but you know, God uses each one of us to His glory.
All right, Aaron, tell me about your favorite story, your favorite moment from the trip.
Well, I enjoyed Mrs. Tweet a lot, and Monday was very awesome. First time I met her, and it was funny. I had so much fun, I don't remember, but it's good. I mean, God is taking care of her and loving her and stuff, and it's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
When you love somebody, you gotta take care of them.
That's right.
Me and Dale and Mallory love her too. We just take care of her. We love her and respect her. This is for my mom and BCRC. I want to send this out to my mother and my friends at BCRC. I want to say hello, and I'll see you next Monday, and I'll be back I'll see you later, be sure I'll see you, and I'll see you soon, Mom. Bye.
What is your one nugget moment of the whole trip? Like the first thing that pops in your head is the best moment for you for the whole trip.
Had one little girl, very independent. The first day that we helped out with Kids Club, she fell. And I tried to console her, but knew that they were very hard-shelled. And by the end of the week, she had hugged me and gave me a kiss. Bye. So that was my moment. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Moment number 2, what was the one moment, or how were you most used of the Lord? Like what happened that you felt most used for His glory?
I'd have to say with the kids. Yeah, with the little ones that we did the Kids Club. Helped out in other areas, but that's not where my heart was as much as with the kids.
And not necessarily a moment, but what was it that made you feel like you were the hands and feet of Jesus?
The time that I just got chills. The time that I had the opportunity to pray with a little girl, one little girl, the first day we were there, I asked her how she was, and she said their ear hurt. And I didn't get a chance to pray with her that day. They left before I got a chance. And the second day, I got to lay hands on her and prayed for her ear. And when I opened my eyes after praying, she was right in my face. Her eyes were like... And the next day when she came, I asked her how her ear was feeling, and she said, "It doesn't really hurt much anymore." So
Praise the Lord.
that was a momentous occasion for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
From the mission trip, what was your one nugget moment? Like the one moment that just sticks out in your mind about the whole trip?
How welcoming everyone that we went to help them. Like when we helped build the trash can thing, she was so welcome. She was like, "If you need anything, just knock on the door, I'll come. You all can come in." And how Jaden was so welcome, wanting us to play games. And how Miss Agnes was making us breakfast and everything like that.
Cool. And how, over the course of the whole trip, did you feel that you were being used of the Lord to be the hands of Jesus, His hands and feet?
Making that hallway for her son, because he got in a quad accident, and she had her house burnt down, and we're building this for her because she can't do it, and her family's all away, and the only ones that are there is the son that's hurt, and the daughter comes once in a blue moon.
What's your favorite one nugget moment from the trip?
When I fell off the roof.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell the story.
And Pat grabbed me by one arm, swung me back up on the roof, and we call him the Hulk because he seemed pretty powerful. But I know there was angels there that held me up and guided him. And somehow, like you said, 1 second my legs are hanging over, the next second I'm sitting on the ledge.
Yeah.
And Pat's going, "Oh my gosh, I bruised your arm."
Nothing about him saving the...
And it has shown me, I learned a lot through that, because right before I had fallen off the ladder had swung around and broke. I got on the ladder, my last words to him were, "I have clumsy moments." And boom, the ladder gives out. So it showed me a lot about what you confess.
Wow. I hadn't
Did
thought
I share
about
that with you
No.
yet? Yeah.
Wow.
There was a lot of God moments, and even what you share with that story, there was a lot. Because also it was the only day that Pat was there with us, the only day that he worked on the road, and just so happened to be the day he saved my life.
Very cool. And of course, second question: how were you most used of the Lord? How did you most feel to be His hands and feet?
Every time I'm nailing, hammering a nail down into every shingle, I was thinking about that, about being His hands and His feet. As we put a roof over a woman's house that had 4 leaks in it before, and we put a new roof on for her, I was thinking that about being His hands. So.
What is your one nugget moment from the trip? One moment that sticks out of your mind?
I think whenever I had to do the saving prayer, or the asking Jesus to come into your heart, because I didn't know I was going to do it, and it was very nerve-wracking, and I was very shaky, and I think I did a pretty good job, but it was nerve-wracking, and it made me feel good afterwards that I did it.
And you did do a great job.
Thank you.
The second question is, how over the course of the trip did you feel most used by God? How were you the hands and feet of Jesus?
I think whenever we were painting at the clinic, and there was a man named Jamie who came, and he just talked to us, and while we were working, he was talking to us and asking us questions about God and singing to us, and just really, he was really interested in what we were doing and really thankful, and it made me feel really good, like I was doing a lot more than just painting a clinic. So.
What's the one nugget moment that sticks out in your mind?
Well, seeing how everyone worked together to complete the project, because that just brought you together as a team, and like even though you work with like the same couple people, it brought you close together and just really helped you grow in a relationship with God and friends.
Cool. And second question being, how did you feel most used by the Lord? What over the course of the week made you feel like the hands and feet of Jesus?
Well, like even with all the people, they were really giving and stuff like that, and so they just like took it in what we were saying to them and really like helped with, like they helped us grow as being a Christian, and we helped them.
What is the one nugget moment that sticks out in your mind from the trip?
Nugget?
Memory.
I don't know, building the porch for Miss Agnes.
Okay.
I guess.
Right. And
Yeah, it was really fun.
how over the course of the week did you feel the most used of the Lord? Like, how were you the hands and feet of Jesus?
When we were building the porch. Yeah. We were building the porch and the bear trap for Miss Connie and everything. Bear trap, bear thingy. Trying to keep bears out of the garbage.
What is your one nugget moment from the trip?
Nugget?
Like, if you could take your favorite moment and wrap it up in a nugget, what's your favorite moment?
Probably just building a roof and ripping it off for Miss Tweety and seeing how glad she was for us to do it, even though we weren't professionals and we didn't do every job we needed to.
That's pretty good.
It was just a smile on her face that made me happy.
Very cool. Question number 2. How, over the course of the week, did you feel most used of God? Like, how were you the best used to be Jesus' hands and feet?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
All right. What is your favorite nugget moment from the trip? I'm sorry, could you not?
Nugget moment?
Yeah. I'm getting you. Zip, zip, zip. Like your favorite moment from the trip. If you could take your favorite moment and wrap it up. Take it with you.
When we told Miss Tweet that we were redoing her roof, she started to cry and dancing, and it was really funny.
Very cool. All right. And how over the course of the week of the trip did you feel the most used of God? Like, how were you most the hands and feet of Jesus?
When we helped the kids for Kids Club, we really helped them learn about God more and help them communicate with each other and start to be friends with each other more and nicer to each other.
All right, same 2 questions. What's your favorite nugget?
My favorite nugget? The 10-piece. I'm just joking. My favorite part of the trip was talking to this lady, Miss Agnes, and she was telling us about her life story, and she's just a really good woman. It was really sad, and felt touched.
Cool. And how did you most feel used of God this week? To be best used as the hands and feet of Jesus.
When I got to use the circular saw, I felt a connection with the Lord. I did.
Can you say that again?
When I got to use the circular saw, I felt a spiritual connection.
What's your favorite moment from the trip?
I would have to say seeing Tweet and how appreciative she was towards everybody and towards all the hard work that we put into her house.
Cool. And how over the course of the week did you feel most used of God? Jesus, over the course of the week.
I would have to say doing Kids Club, because it was amazing to see how misbehaved all the kids were at the beginning of the week, and by the end of the week they were just so sweet and so loving on everybody that was helping there.
Where's my toothpaste?
Where's my toothpaste? At the beginning of the video. Alright, question 1. What's your favorite moment from the trip?
I would have to say meeting Miss Tweet and having her welcome us to her home and having her, you know, just open up to us to what she needed done. She was so appreciative of it, and she didn't hold back anything.
Cool. Question 2. How did you most feel used of God?
Probably while we were working at her house. It was just everybody had the motivation and the ambition and the determination to get it done and help her out.
What's your favorite moment from the whole trip?
My favorite moment was being able to finish Miss Tweety's house and getting her roof all finished before we left the trip. I think that really came into play. I think we reached our goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you feel most used of God?
Me personally, I feel like God used me to He's the reason why I came to this trip, because my family didn't have enough money to pay for me to come, but He blessed my family by having a lady pay for me to come on this trip, and thanks to that lady, I came here, and I was able to be a blessing to Miss Tweety and this other lady whose name I can't remember, but we painted her house. They were both so grateful. I just loved it.
What was your favorite moment from the trip?
My favorite moment was when my stepdad Patrick caught Mallory off of Miss Tweety's roof from falling off the ladder. I feel like God stepped in and played a big role that day, helping him out.
Cool. And how did you feel like you were most used of God over the course of the week?
I feel like He helped me complete the work to finish Miss Tweety's roof and helped me scrape paint off, even though I was messing around some days, but He still helped us get the job done.
What's your favorite nugget moment from the trip?
My favorite who?
Moment.
Favorite moment. Wow. There were so many. They're too numerous. Funny moment or any moment?
Your favorite. Whatever your favorite is.
Just the girls, I think, working with us, just being, I don't know, they're more than a moment, because they were always happy. They were always full of Jesus every day, so that's probably my favorite moment.
Cool.
Moments, I guess.
And how did you feel most used of God? How over the course of the week were you the hands and feet of Jesus?
Probably helping those people that I knew, they needed our help more than I don't know, just wanting to get things, not even thinking about us, like eating. We skip meals. We want to help these people. Let's get these jobs, done for them. So probably that, I guess.
What is your favorite moment from the trip?
I think the favorite, there were so many, it's hard just to pick out one, but when we got to sit and talk with the kids, I thought that was pretty neat, because we see these young people in the church every Sunday, but yet, we just walk by and say hi, and that's the end of it, you know what I mean? We actually got to get to know each other. So let's just start
the question was, what is your favorite moment from the trip? And you were saying it.
The favorite moment, I mean, there were just so many.
I'm sorry. I shut up. Mo Growl.
sorry. God.
What was your favorite moment on the trip?
My favorite moment on the trip, I think, was getting to know a lot of the young people in the church, and even some of the adults that we pass by every Sunday. And, you know, when we meet and greet at the church and we shake each other's hands and stuff, that's one thing, but to get to work side by side with other adults from the church and with the kids worked really hard. And I was just amazed how well you can relate with the kids at our church. I mean, they really open up to you. We have great kids there, and they work really hard. They really put forth a good effort. And I went down there with some great expectations, and a lot of them were fulfilled by the time we were done at the end of the week. And I come back with new friends that I never dreamed I'd be friends with, that we were able to relate so much together, and I can see a long-lasting friendship coming out of that.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Second question, how did you feel most?
How did I feel what?
Most used of God over the course of the week?
Wait a minute, sorry. How did I feel most used over the week? I think one of the neat things I thought was really cool was we had an opportunity when we were working on a job. It was pouring down rain, and it was a very innocent situation, but we had talked to the girls and asked them to go to the van because of the rain, and they were a little bit shocked because they wanted to keep working with us, you know, and then we explained to them why, as Christian adults, why we would have them go to the van when it was raining and stuff. And then it just kind of, it's like you could see by the expressions on their face what we were trying to say without even saying it, you know. And that was a really good moment. I mean, we learned from each other. I mean, that when these kids go on these trips, they're not only your kids, but they're our kids, you know, and we treat them the same way, you know. And it's our job when we get on there to make sure their well-being, that everybody's safe, everybody talks and relates to each other and stuff like that. And, so I learned a lot from the kids. Kids even taught me some things about myself, you know, that I just never thought about before. And but we had a really great time down there. It was very rewarding. The lady, we worked on her house. Just to see her cry because of the response, the things we went out, just the smallest gestures that we did. And she cried 3 or 4 times in front of us and come up and hugged us. And I mean, it almost make anybody cry. You know what I mean? But it was very rewarding.
What was your favorite moment in the whole missions trip? Like the best thing that happened?
My favorite moment was at the end of finishing Miss Tweet's house, her roof, and getting to see her reaction, because I've always liked Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and you know where Ty Pennington goes on and there's that big moment where they make the music crescendo, and then all of a sudden, you know, they get to see that voila, here's your house, and we got to do that, but not in the name of commercialism or goodwill among men, but in the name of Jesus, you know, to love on these people and say, God loves you. He cares about your roof. He doesn't want you to have 4 leaks in your roof so that your stuff rots, you know. He loves you and we love you. And that was my favorite moment for the trip.
How did you feel most used by God?
I think Miss Tweet's daughter, Jordan, when we first met her, she was kind of shy and a little bit backward, and from the way she had talked about her, it was, you know, she was a teenage girl, so I'm sure, you know, there's friction between her and mom, because there's always friction between kids and their parents when they're teenagers. But by the end of the last day, Jordan was coming up, and we were digging a ditch to get some water to flow so it wouldn't back up, and she said, we had shovels, she said, can I help? Like, she was constantly going out to try to help fix things, to spend time with us, but then also to help her mom. And so I felt used to be able to share with her and impart to her, you know, the blessing that God is able in her to make her and her mom abound and prosper, practically speaking. Spiritually speaking, of course, but also practically. Hey, you can get a shovel, you can help yourself in this. You know, even though the things are kind of slummy and bad in this town, you can make a difference for you and your mom. So that's how I felt used. So what was your favorite moment from the trip?
My favorite moment was when we finished the wall at the clinic. Just to feel like we accomplished something very, very difficult.
Cool. And how did you feel most used of God over the course of the week?
Just to keep working and know, like, the heat was just, it was so hot, but I just kept working. I tried my best, tried really hard at what I was doing, so I could make this place better.